Hello guys, so welcome back to another video, and today I'm gonna show you which set launch options do I have for my CSGO and to watch or to put some set launch options. If you don't know, you just right click on your CSGO properties and then you have set launch options. But of course, if you come already on this video, you should know, or I think you know. And these are the commands I do use, or only the commands I do use, because I used before much more commands, but they only do bad or worse to the game. And in my opinion, you should use high, because the Windows will put the game as a high priority and not too low, because I saw people put too low instead of high. And tick rate 128 and update and CMD rate, you should put this only in case that you play more than matchmaking. I mean, you play custom servers or you play in Faceit or ESA. Faceit, ESA, they have 128 tick rate servers, and if you don't use these commands, then you'll play only with 64, which is kinda bad, because you go in a server with more tick rates and you still play on 64. So these ones you should use only if you play on Faceit or ESA. And I don't use anything more, because I used before, but now with the latest updates they only fuck up the game. I see people even on YouTube, people advise to use threads like 4 or even 8 for my case, because my CPU has 8 cores. But this one is very bullshit. Don't use threads, because it will only make worse, because I mean, you are forcing to use 4 cores when the game only uses 2 cores. So it feels like you're forcing to use more, but you're doing worse. Or in some cases, it will do nothing. But I use it before with 8 cores, with 4 cores, and I felt my FPS was lower. So I don't use this, because I mean, the game uses 2 cores, nothing more. It's like the same for the monitor. Refresh rate, this one. So my monitor is 60 Hz monitor. So if I put 120 Hz, it will do nothing, because the monitor is 60. So it can't go more than 60. But actually I overclocked my monitor to 75. It was a maximum 75. But I overclocked it with the NVidia control panel. I can't come here and just put 75. It will do nothing, because the monitor doesn't allow. But NVidia control panel actually managed to overclock the monitor. But if you have a monitor with 120 Hz or 144, but you're using only 60 on that monitor, then yeah, you can come here and put 120, and when you're launching the game, it will boost your monitor to 120 or 144, because your monitor allows that. But if it doesn't allow, it will not go anywhere. It's the same as for the cores. The game doesn't allow more than 2 cores, so even if you put 4 cores, it will not allow to go to 4 cores, which is stupid in my mind. So you can use this one if you have a monitor more than 60 Hz. If you don't, then don't use. These ones I don't agree that you should use, and this one also you shouldn't use, because this one I actually used before these updates, and it actually, I mean, for me did nothing, like lower FPS or more FPS. But now I actually saw that I get a bit lower FPS with this command, because this command is supposed to like make the alt tab be faster. But with the new updates from Valve likes to fuck up the game always, and these commands, I mean, they don't work as they should do like before, because of the new updates. So don't use these commands. You can use them, but just try to use with this command, then with this command, and you see if you have improvements on the FPS. If you don't have improvements, then there is no need to use it, because there's no improvement. But if you use them and you have lower FPS, then don't use. But in my opinion, you shouldn't use these commands. I used only these ones. Like I've said before, I used many more, but then I always stuck to these ones. Also, what you can use is no void. This one just skips the intro from when launching the game. I don't mind that intro, so I don't use it. So many more commands you will use, it will be like worse for the game because it will do almost no impact. But this one high, it actually does impact because makes the Windows to run the game at high process. So this one is good. And also when you have like FPS drops for some reasons that you before didn't have, or some other issue, I have, because of this program, my recorder like freezes for 1 second, and in game when I'm gaming I also get like these stutters for 1 millisecond or whatever. It's this easy tune. This one comes with the motherboard that I have, because it makes the fan to be smart. I mean, what this application does is to tell the motherboard how the fan speed should go, and maybe you can boost here like a FSB, a graphic card you can boost a bit. But when you're playing a game, just shut it down, because I will show you just in a second with it opened to play the game and without it, and you will see the difference. But I will close it for now, because when I have it opened I will still freeze when recording. And also one drop that I had before, now I don't have it, because I overclocked my GPU and my CPU like most of the people does, and because evga allows to overclock my GPU, I said okay, yeah, I will overclock. And as you can see, I have a profile here, and I overclocked my GPU to these settings, and in some cases, yeah, I get a bit more higher FPS. But when there is like smokes or on that sides of the map where the FPS is lower, I have lower FPS because of this boost, because it's like trying to go more than the video card allows, and this will make the FPS drop more. So I just go and play to 0 because doesn't do nothing. Let me check the fan, just to check the fan custom. Okay, that's good. And also, as you can see, pixel clock, I overclocked my monitor to 75, so I'm not playing with 60, but I overclocked to 75. And to overclock a monitor, you just open your I can't open now, open the NVidia control panel, and by that you can overclock your monitor, but not by launch options. Now let's start the game. So also by the CPU. When I overclock my CPU, I was getting lower FPS, so I was like, come on, why? I overclock my CPU, I give more, like more hertz, like, as you can see. Let me show you. As you can see, my CPU is a 4 gigahertz, so I overclocked to 4.1, 4.2, but I was getting lower FPS because, I mean, where there's no heavy usage, then I get more FPS, but when there's like smokes or in some parts of the map where the FPS is lower, it drops to like 100 FPS, 120, but without overclock I get drops to maximum 180, 150. So let's let this application on the background. As you can see, it's here. Let's start the game, and you will see a bit stutters, or you'll even hear those stutters. And when you have FPS drops, or for some reason before didn't drop and now it drops, then search for an application that you might have running that is fucking up the game, or maybe you just overclocked CPU or GPU. Let's go the volume a little bit down, 0.2, and as you can see, it doesn't run so good, even though the FPS is 300. Maybe on the video it's not visible, but I can feel it that it's a bit not so smooth as it should, and it's because of that program. Let me still start playing. Another stutter. I hope you can see the stutter, like I see. Another stutter. Okay, so now let's close that application. I hope you saw that stutters, so I'm not speaking oh, another stutter, and then there's no stutters. And now without it, I mean, doesn't improve or makes the FPS lower without program, but it makes it smoother without it. So as you can see, without it, I don't have that stutters. I hope you can see it, because I don't see that stutters anymore, but let's revive. So I don't have those stutters anymore, and it's because of that program. And you might ask why is because of that program, because that program is made for Windows 7 or Windows 8.1, and how I'm using Windows 10, it doesn't, it's not optimized for Windows 10, so it drops or makes the game stutters. And I noticed even when I record without even playing, that game stutters my record by 1 second or 1 millisecond or whatever. So I'm alone. I'll try to... Oh, no. Okay, I'm down. I lowered the volume so I'd go. But yeah, as you can see, there's no stutters now, and I can play very well. So if you have on that program, I should use it because of the motherboard. But if you have that program, then when you play, then close it. While you're in Windows, then you can have it there. But you might have another stutters or drops because some other application. Now I have I might have a bit lower FPS, for example here on middle, because I'm recording, but at least I'm not stuttering when I'm recording, so that's good. And also, nice. Let me put FPS max 0 just for an idea. As you can see, 300. Yeah, if I look up, it will go more because yeah, up there's nothing to render. But that's not the point here to see how many FPS I got, because I'm just trying to show you that why you might have some drops or stutters, or which set launch options you should use or you shouldn't use, which with the latest updates you should use almost nothing, only that high to make the Windows to run the game at high process. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know if you use anything else, or what's your what was your impressions with any other comments, or if it was better or if it was worse. So yeah, thank you guys.
First aid to your feet. Pick it up.